Now let's get to Exodus chapter 14. We're going to read 9 to 17 to see what happened. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Philaherot before Baal-zephon. Verse 10, and when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. Verse 11, and they said, Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore thou hast dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt. Number 12, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. That thing said, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to thee today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, you shall see again no more forever. 14, the Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Now, I want you to look at 13 and 14 and 15 and get revelation from there. Look at what God responded to Moses. Everybody read. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. Stop this encouragement. You didn't hear me? Stop this story. The Lord shall do it. Hold on for a while. It's gonna happen soon. No. Moses, why criest unto me? Tell Israel to move forward. You see it? The stumbling block of you not moving forward is because of the hindrance, the illusion, the mirage, the deception of sight. Because in front of you, you have the Red Sea, and you think you can't walk through the sea. The limitations of your mind, the limitations of your perception that come through the sight. Tell the people of Israel to move. Stop crying unto me. Sometimes there comes a time you should stop disturbing God. Take a corresponding action. Go and achieve the dream. Go and achieve the success. You see it? God gives the ability and you do the work. God gives the wisdom and you dispense the wisdom. You utilize the wisdom. God gives you the eyes, but you got to open it to see. God gives you bones to empower your frame to walk. God will not walk for you. He has given you the ability to walk. God gives you the brain. You use it to think. Israel, come on, move forward. Stop crying. We always like to call for a pity party. You know, we just want to be there with God. Lord, Lord. You think the more you cry, the more God hears you. No, God is pleased when you take the steps steps of faith. God is pleased when you get up out of your sick bed and say, I refuse to yield to the seducing spirit of this fever. I refuse to yield in to the seducing spirit of death. I'm going to get on my feet. I'm going to come and pray. I'm going to see my doctor. I'm going to check myself out. I'll pray. I'll take my communion. Jesus walked with a physician. Look, there are times when you are healed, you still need a doctor to check you out. I saw consistency in the ministry of Christ with doctors. When lepers were healed, he sent them to the priest to check them out. Thank you. It says, move forward. Get out of your complaint. Move forward. Get out of your mistakes. Move forward. Get out of your backwardness. Move forward. Get out of your guilt. Move forward. Be seated. I can't let go of my yesterday. Yesterday's gone, but you can't let go of it. Yes. Egypt's are behind you. Yes, it's a fact. Yes, there are mountains in front beside you. Yes, and there is a sea right in front of you. But there is a God with you. Do you see the surroundings and the circumstances in your surroundings, or do you see the God with you in the surroundings? Israel saw Egyptians. Israel saw the Red Sea and the mountains beside them, but they were blind to the God with them. And the moment the God with them showed up, he was upset. He said, why criest to me? I can do all things. With me all things are possible. So get up in your faith. Move forward. Stop encouraging. They are already stricken with fear. They are already weak. There is nothing you can do about it. Stop crying. Stop encouraging. Stop exalting them. Move them. Action is what they need now. They got to see the works of my power. That's what they need right now. Get out of your slumber and move forward. And suddenly, now verse number 15, come on. Number 15, and the Lord said, why criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forth. Number 16, and but lift, I love it, somebody said but. Now, here's a point. Now, go forward. But before you go forward, I cannot do without a channel. God is not permitted to operate on earth without the instrumentality of man. Because in the beginning, God created man to have dominion over the earth. So that's why we pray. There won't have been a need for prayer. Prayer is saying, now God, come in, have legal access to influence my destiny on earth. God wanted to move, but he said, but. The word but nullified the very first point. Meaning that if you want them to move forward and cross the Red Sea, there is a prerequisite. There is a demand. Now, verse number 16, put it on there. But lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea. I'm taking you somewhere. God wrought special miracles by the hand of Paul. This is not New Testament. You saw it in the Old. It continued in the New. God had always used man. Hold on. And it says, stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. Oh! Moses divided. You're there complaining, Lord, please divide the sea. God said, I won't divide it, but I will through you. Lord, heal me. No, he said, no. Lay hands on yourself. Lord, I need deliverance. Go cast that devil out by yourself. Stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. Now, verse number 17 is amazing. And I, behold, I will go and harden the heart of Egyptians, and they shall follow thee. They shall follow them. So when your enemies are after you, don't be afraid. Sometimes it is God that allowed them, so that the very thing that saved you, the very miracle that you received from God, will be to their destruction. When your enemies are after you, please don't be afraid. Sometimes it is God that made them continue in what they are doing. Because he is the God of vengeance. He is the God of judgment. Because no one in his right mind can see a sea divide for these same people and ran into that sea. That person should have known that there is a mighty God with these people. But it is only Jehovah that can harden their heart to go through the same lane of miracle that delivered you. Are you hearing me? The very thing that delivered you will destroy your enemies. The very water that lifted the boat of Noah killed all creatures. I'm talking about the same water, the same land that Israel walked through and were saved, was the same land that destroyed Egypt and Pharaoh and all of his horses. Sons of God, it doesn't matter who is going your way. It doesn't matter who is against you. It doesn't matter who has stood in front of you. The God we serve is a God of distinction. He will save you. He will deliver you. And your deliverance shall be destruction for your enemies. Are you hearing me?